Welcome, everyone, to episode 40 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris,
And I'm Tom.
and we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, do we like jumping?
Or would we rather simulate something else?
That's right. And this episode, we're going to be talking about our time with Goat Simulator. Yeah, by Double 11 Limited. This game came out back in April of 2014.
That is a long time ago.
A long time ago. But Tom, what kind of game is this?
I have that it is a physics simulator. That is why I led there with that simulation business.
Mm-hmm.
But, big but here, as a goat.
Yeah.
What do you got there?
I said it's a simulation on being a destructive farm animal. So I did say simulation in my what kind of game thing. But
we should probably have used a thesaurus. To
I
define goat simulator by saying it's a simulation is
that's true.
That's
That's
poor
true.
of us.
I'm sorry. I'll do better next time, Tom, I promise. But yeah, what is the game loop?
Well, you run around being a goat, causing general chaos. That's what I've got. What do you got?
I put rack up points doing quests and breaking stuff, all while being a goat. We did not mention this, but the game on the PC was 1.81 gigabytes. Tom, they did it again.
This is probably the most egregious example of this we've ever seen. It's 3 gigabytes on Xbox One. That's insane. 50% larger, more than 50% larger than it is on the PC. Why?
I get it.
For what reason?
Maybe they secretly shoved in some of the DLC so it was easier to load.
Maybe all the DLC is installed on the Xbox One, but you got to pay to unlock it.
Yeah, that's junk. But let's talk about the game. What did you like about this game, Tom?
Okay, so speaking of things that you can unlock, very quickly I discovered that there are like mutators and things that you can do to mess around with the game. And I gave my goat a jetpack, and that made my enjoyment very good. Like, I loved my goat with a jetpack. It was totally absurd, and it was amazing.
You know, I happened to jump in on your recording or when you were playing this game on Twitch, and that was like I saw it. I felt like I shouldn't have seen the game because it was going to temper or like make my enjoyment that much lower because I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like I lost that sense of wonder when I watched you play, but it was still fun. It looked hilarious, like when you're going around with the goat strapped to a jetpack, and that was really cool. And you were doing some pretty crazy stuff, I gotta say.
Yeah. So apparently, licking a gas station makes it explode.
That makes sense. Yeah. In the goat simulation world, of course, licking things makes things explode.
Apparently, goat saliva, incredibly dangerous.
Yes. Flammable, whatever you want, explosive. Yes. But you don't, not only do you lick, you jump, you ram, and you kick things too.
That's true. So, there's a lot of opportunities for you to interact with the environment.
Yes, very much so.
I put physics are fun, so is breaking them.
You definitely break physics a lot in this game. It was unbelievable, like the kind of stuff that was happening where you, like to your point where you just every explosion that happened, the goat would just get flown into the air like a ridiculous amount, and obviously you fall and he's fine. The goat's fine.
Yeah.
A goat is a female. I don't know, a male.
I don't
Is a
think.
goat a billy goat?
I think
Does it matter?
goats are both. I think goat is a species of animal on the planet. Comes in both
Well,
genders.
I'm just, we're learning things as we go along. Hence why we played simulations of goats.
Yeah. Uh, what do you have on there that you like that I haven't mentioned yet on your side?
I mean, you kind of touched on this, but like when you glitched the game, it was pretty funny. Just seeing the not only the goat, but like you see the people that are walking around be like they're. I happen to see someone just walking in the water. I was like, cool. Like they were just like going about their day, and they were underwater. And then just seeing how far things fly through the air when you make them explode or ram into them and all that stuff. That was a great time. I got, especially when I was watching it and then I played a little bit, I got the vibes of like Tony Hawk,
Yes.
where you got the combo multipliers and stuff like that. As you continue to do certain things, it just kept growing and growing the points and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of cool just to have that kind of feel, because Tony Hawk was a fun game back in the day, and then they
Yeah.
just rammed that into the ground. But they brought it back again. They remade it, and it's supposedly great.
Well,
So,
if you make enough of something, it usually ends up being bad by the end.
like
Um,
Star Wars.
yeah, like Star Wars. It's painful.
Yeah. Let's talk about this
You
Dead
want to
Mouse party.
derail this whole episode? No, let us talk about the secret Dead Mouse roof party that I
Yeah,
accidentally stumbled onto in my playthrough.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Why is that there? I don't.
Yeah,
I walked into a hotel as a goat because why not? I
yep,
got on the elevator as a goat, and then I was on the roof, and they were having
yep,
a dance party, and
yep.
Deadmau was there, and I went and started kicking and headbutting people as a goat.
With the Dead Mouse head.
If you violate Deadmau5, you get his
his head,
signature
his helmet,
helmet.
Yeah.
And then I just wore that forever because
Why not? You
uh,
got it.
yeah. So it seems like there are a lot of hidden Easter eggs and
Mhm.
unlockables and things like that you would just, I mean, I guess either have to look through a walkthrough or just spend hours and hours and hours with this game and you're just going to run
Yeah,
into them. I think I just got really lucky there.
yeah.
But it was really fun when I found that thing. I was like, oh. So yeah, I think there's a lot of those based on looking through the menus. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Um, anything else you want to talk about that you liked?
I enjoyed tormenting people. Just generally being a evil nuisance as a goat.
Every once in a while, there would be people that made a comment like, "Oh, there's a goat over here," or something like that. Some
Yes.
weird off comment. You're like, "Yeah, I'm a goat," and so
And I'm gonna slam my ram through your glass windows, and I'm gonna
yes.
kick you off this bridge, and you're gonna drown. Like I
Oh yeah.
did.
Every time I saw someone like sitting on top of a bridge, I was like, "Yeah, he's going down," and I did. I knocked him off, and it was
So
fun.
I knocked a guy into a pool, and then I used the lick to grapple onto him, and then I pulled him out because I felt bad about it.
Yeah, that's very nice. You're very kind.
Yeah, he looked like he was having trouble getting out of the pool, so I was like, I'll just use this ridiculous bungee goat tongue
Yeah.
thing that simultaneously saves people and blows things up. Because okay,
Why not? Yeah,
it's so realistic.
it is. It's simulation of a goat. It's true.
Chris, do you
Yeah.
have anything else positive to say, or can we talk about dislikes?
Oh, we can talk about dislikes.
So
Why not?
why don't you start? Give us
Sure.
some cons.
Yeah. While the starting level was populated with people, it still felt like hollow. It felt empty. Like the city was like, yeah, you saw like a car driving around here and there. It just like everything felt very mechanical and on rails. Like people were just going about their day. There weren't really like out of the other than the fact that like every once in a while you hear like this audio like of someone off screen saying like, oh, there's a goat or something like that, something weird like that. It felt kind of bleh. The other thing though, I had an issue with the game's UI.
Mm,
So I should have actually recorded this part of it while I was playing, but I had so much difficulty actually starting the game. I was playing on PC. I don't know why. I just got so confused because I think you talked about this too about the DLC. So like you saw all the missions. I was like, oh, cool. So like there's so many things I can choose from, but it turned out that it was just one map that you can play without paying for the others. So I just kept like trying to go to the other ones, and like every time I would try to open the Microsoft Store, I'm like, why? I don't want to do that. I already have the game. What are you doing? And so I just got frustrated. I kept like restarting the game, like well, going online trying to research like what's happening. How do you start this game? Because like because there's one map that's called like tutorials. So I thought, okay, let me start there,
yeah.
and that
No,
wasn't the case.
that was tutorials for that DLC.
Right, right. But there's no other ones that had tutorials. So I was like, okay,
Nope. And I
very
had
confusing.
exactly the same problem. So I'm sure, as people watch this,
Yeah.
there's they're gonna see me do exactly what you're complaining about, which is click on this one. Nope, that's
No.
Microsoft Store. Click on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's also Microsoft Store.
Right.
I was like, is every single one of these maps DLC? The
Right.
answer is almost.
Almost. Almost all of them. But you probably figured it out in a more logical way. I just kept going to the same one. I was like, something's not right here. I'm
Uh,
gonna keep
uh,
figuring out a way,
I
and
kept
that didn't
trying.
work.
I kept trying different ones.
Yeah. And I saw there was one that was like Star Wars based. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Tom would probably enjoy that. And nope,
Yeah,
you got to pay for that one.
I tried to play that one. Didn't work.
I'm sorry. I also thought that the game got old really fast. I was like, this is the thing. I was really excited to play this game because I've heard so much about it, and I'll be honest, I got bored very quickly. It was like probably within the first 15 minutes, I was like, okay, what else? And I was literally looking at my watch, my timer, because I was like, oh my god, it almost felt like time was going backwards for me because it was like
Okay.
I still have this much time. What's going on?
Yeah.
So
It's like a kid in
it was
class keeps looking at the clock on the
yes,
wall.
exactly. It was I'm very disappointed in that, and of course the controls were like a little off putting, but maybe that was the reason there that was how it was supposed to be. But I don't know. I wasn't feeling that. But what about you, Tom? What did you not like about this?
Okay. Right from the jump, once I finally got past all that garbage not being able to start the game, I was like, okay, well, like, what am I supposed to do? And
Yeah.
like, I get that they give you like a list of like things you can do,
Yeah.
but like things I can do versus like what I'm supposed to do are two very different things.
Yeah.
And um,
What's my motivation, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I need you to tell me what I'm supposed to be. Like, listen, when I play an open world game, I never follow the story. I just don't.
Right.
But I need to know what it is. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I need to know
Yeah.
what the point is so that
Yeah.
I can ignore it. If you
Yeah.
don't give me a point for me to ignore, I don't know
Yeah.
what I don't know what to do. It just all feels so pointless.
Yeah. Like I think it's very maybe it's a different game entirely, but like Rain on Your Parade, right? I felt
Mm,
like maybe Rain on Your Parade saw this game and like kind of tweaked it to be better because like that I enjoyed that because you had objectives. they were very clear because they weren't like hidden in some quest menu that was like, hidden. And then but you could just do goofy stuff too, like you
Yeah.
just mess with anything or whatever. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that game, and that's why I was like, I I I, I thought that this game would be similar in that, like, where you
Yeah.
might have some quests, you might get to blow stuff up or whatever it is, but there'd be some sort of cohesiveness around it, other
Yeah.
than you being a goat.
This is like Grand Theft Auto, but there's no plot.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you could like wander around and be an awful person or goat and just
Yeah.
cause mischief. But
Yes.
like for how long can you really do that? Like, I guess that's probably why GTA never really grabbed me. You know,
Hmm.
is that same kind of
But
like
there was consequences too, though, right? Like when you with GTA, when you started to like
sure,
get
that's
really
true.
bad, the cops would come after you, and then whatever
Yes.
tanks.
Yeah.
Here, it's just like, cool, you're a goat. Go ahead and destroy this city.
Yeah.
What do we care? So
Nobody cares. Nobody.
no one.
I guess you can't put a goat in jail. Somebody should
No.
call animal control. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yes.
Maybe that's what happens.
That's what should
Should happen.
be the sequel to this game.
Yeah.
You play, it'd be like a multiplayer game where someone's being the goat and someone's animal control. And, you see how these two kind of come together. Who wins this match? It's worth a
Yeah.
shot.
I would play that.
Double 11. Here's your next game idea. Let's make it happen. So
Beyond that, dislikes. I also had problems with glitches and bugs. I understand that they, as developers, are like, we only removed the bugs that make the game crash. But like, maybe you should remove a few more than that. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, I got
right.
trapped underwater in the sewers. Like, I like glitched through the floor of the street and ended up in like the sewers, but I was like
Yep.
not supposed to be in there. I mean, and the game doesn't look good, so it's not very forgiving,
Yeah.
in that
I mean,
respect.
it's a 7-year-old game at this point. So
But
yeah, yeah,
if you make a game and you stylize it some, you use an art
true.
style for it, it would look good 7 or 8 years later. If you try to make a game that's like pseudo realistic,
Yeah.
it's gonna look terrible in 7 or 8 years. That's
Mhm.
what's gonna happen. Our best
Agree.
looking games today are gonna look bad in a decade.
Yeah.
But a game that you know, Pokemon or Mario or whatever, isn't gonna look so bad because it's like, oh yeah, it's got kind of an artistic
Right.
style to it.
You got the resolution, but that's about it. Yeah, in terms of that,
Right.
like potentially upscaling and whatever. But yeah. Anything else you wanted to bring up? I know you mentioned that this kind of reminded you of GTA.
Yeah.
I thought a little bit of Tony Hawk vibes on here. I will say this game is Xbox Cloud enabled, so again, you can transfer your game saves and all that stuff over from your PC to your Xbox and or play this game on the Xbox Cloud. But you know, let's talk about
But will you, Chris? Right?
yeah, let's
Here
talk
we
about if we
are.
we will.
We got to the end. We got to the end of this more or
Yep.
less.
Yep.
So, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go ahead. Go ahead.
So, I think you probably got my feelings here. I think it
Hmm.
was fun derping around for the first 30, 40 minutes, and then I
Okay.
was ready for my hour to be over. That was
Yeah.
my experience. I was like, this is really cool. Oh, I'm dead mouse. Oh, I've got a jetpack. Oh, da, da, da. And then like I ran out of stuff and was like, then the bugs started creeping in, and I'm like,
Hmm.
why am I even playing this? This is like, I mean, I know why I am. I've agreed to do
Yes.
that in order to record a podcast.
Right.
But beyond that, what was keeping me there? And the answer is nothing.
Yeah. This was the longest hour of a game. This felt longer than Five Nights at Freddy. I will say that much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually already uninstalled it. I'm sorry, but like I couldn't play it anymore. It just
It does.
wasn't my
It
cup of tea.
doesn't
It's
have.
very disappointing.
It doesn't have multiplayer, right?
Actually, I think it does because I saw at the bottom you just have multiple goats. I guess just running around causing havoc. But like again, it'd be fun for maybe 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then
This
you
game
know,
is. I don't think that this game has staying power. I think it probably is. A lot of people probably have a lot of fun with it for a very
yeah,
short amount of time.
yeah. I feel like also there's the it had almost like a pop culture moment, or maybe a
Mm.
video game culture moment where everyone was just talking about it for so long that it was, it has that kind of staying power. But when you actually play it, I was like, oh man, this was disappointing. So
Well, and consider we are late to this party.
yeah, we are.
So maybe if we had experienced this nigh a decade ago, we would have been like, oh, this game looks great and handles
Yep.
great and blah blah blah.
Yep. Right.
But coming to it now, I don't know. I'm right there with
No.
you.
So those are our thoughts, folks. If you want to yell at us for being completely wrong or totally agree with us, let us know. We're on Twitter at TC1H1D. We play our games on Twitch at 1H1D or twitch.tv/1H1D. And, we listen to our podcast on all different types of podcast platforms, including Good Pods. And we are on the QTB network. So again, we're doing some stuff, great stuff over there, and Nick and Bruno are doing some awesome stuff like their new show Gotta Watch with all the nostalgia stuff. So they were talking recently about the Coronetto trilogy. Is that what it was called, Tom?
Three flavors, Cornetto. Yeah.
Three Fellows, of course. Yeah. So those are great movies, and they talk about them. So definitely check them out. And you know what? We got to find out what we're playing next.
I suppose we do.
Yeah. So let's find out. Here we go. Forager.
Forager. Do
Yeah.
we need to go find foods in order to live?
It is an action adventure game. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's little Marshmallow Man.
Yeah. Forager is a 2D open world game inspired by your favorite exploration, farming, and crafting games. Is this like Farmville or what's the other one that everyone loves? Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah, people do love that.
So that's what we're going to be playing next. This is interesting. We've been getting some little like some unique games recently, so I'm for it.
I like it's got a sword and a pickaxe,
Pickaxe, yeah, yeah.
and that to me sounds like a good time.
We shall see. I've never really been interested in these kind of games, but you know
Here,
what?
see, here's a game 10 years from now probably going to still look pretty good.
This is true. This is true because it is very art stylized and simple. So let's see. So thank you so much, everyone, for checking this out, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.